there's a tremendous amount of interest and excitement about the platform. And we're really happy to be at a stage where we're really delivering officially, finally, the product. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's the limiting factor there, that the platform is only in English right now. So it's not that we can't get into other countries. It's just that it makes sense for people in countries that speak English. Is that a fair statement?
Sure. And I mean, obviously anyone else that speaks English and can transact, obviously we have languages, languages are coming, we're working on getting more translation plugged into the help desk right now. And, trying to figure out different ways to put it on, accessible for all the users. So, but yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to be a big one. But I mean, you see, again, we have users from all over the world putting this together and even training other users in their native language, which is pretty cool as well.
I'd say that's probably one of the biggest opportunities in being in another language, just being the one that drives it into that community, that whether it be based on language or based on a geographic location. Would you agree?
For sure. And we definitely, a lot of the in the Middle East, we have some pretty good trainers, and they've created like local team trainers in Pakistan. It's quite a sight to see, and it's pretty impressive, and it's exciting because that's kind of what we thought, or that was part of the strategy for growth that we had, was to bring people together, have them educate each other on Webtalk, on the possibilities of what it is, because again, it's such a dynamic tool. And one of the things that I always tell everybody, when they're like, oh, Webtalk's a little bit complicated, I say, no, Webtalk is an extremely sophisticated tool that has been made extremely intuitive. And it's super dynamic. And again, it's intuitive, which is the most important element in the development of any technology for what it can do. And I think it's going to be very powerful in what it does to relationships, because the bottom line is that, life has moved on the web significantly, and we really do need the adequate tools to manage our different relationships, based on what they hold in our life, and how much we do and don't want to communicate with people, how much of their information we do and don't want to see, how easily we can find them, how easily they can find us, and so on and so forth. So, a lot of people thought that social was over, that the race for social was over in terms of for companies. And I think that they were right in the sense of the rush for social media, for what it does mean to come onto the web, to have a digital self. But we are actually we've created a tool to enhance that, and to give you the proper controls that you need to manage your life and all the business and everything that you conduct online. So we think that we're actually just in time, and it's very evident through not just everything that's happening regarding fake news and all this, media, and clicks, views. So not only on that hand of what it looks like from the other side when we're getting bombarded with information that we don't want to consume, right? Then also the fact that we have a bunch of information that we do want to put out into the world, but we want to maintain the proper channels for each piece of content that we are trying to publish. So yeah, I think we're in the right place. We're in the right place and at the right time for sure.
I love what you said there. And, it's not just the enhancements that really creates the opportunity for a new player in the marketplace. It's the fact that all these other companies are maybe abusing what privileges we've been giving them. So all of a sudden there's a pure social platform with pure intent and pure opportunity that can all of a sudden make headway because of all these abuses that are happening. Would you say that's kind of where this kind of,
and a little nugget from last week's meeting is what I kind of boiled down as simply, it's an alignment of interest. We found a way with Webtalk to align everybody's interests
Mm-hmm.
and basically facilitate finding the counterparty or the service or whatever it is. And so the thing with Webtalk is that it has a very clear monetization strategy. It has a very clear compensation strategy for all its users. And both of those aren't at the expense of the other. So that's one of the beautiful things about this platform is that it's not at the expense of the other side. And again, if you want to be a free user, you can be a free user. You get advertised to, and so on and so forth. But again, we look to make things as fair as possible. So I think that the best way to sum that up is an alignment of interest, because if you look at the technology, we've created a situation in which interests can align for just about everybody, regardless of what they're doing on the platform. But any form of transaction, even be the investment of your time, is met with somebody else looking for interest or value, and to give value in return. So I think that's the most important way to put it, alignment of interest.
It is. I heard it last week. It was beautiful. I think I hadn't heard it before. And the other word that you use that seems so appropriate is fair. So I don't think there is another platform. Maybe there is, but this platform, it feels like a community. It feels like the leadership, the owners, the founders, all of you guys are approaching us and getting feedback in a way that I can't imagine the other platforms, even at those stages, in the infancy stage, they're looking at their board and asking for suggestions how to maximize profits, but how to maximize growth, not necessarily with thinking about the end user benefits. And you guys are completely different. So I think the community really appreciates that. So and I'm sure you hear that all the time.
Yeah, I know, and I got to tell you, man. I mean, it's exciting when you hear people and from different walks of life and with different use case for the technology say, "Hey, I really like this. I really like that. I like that you guys are involved." And again, it's a product that is, we're going to get quite large, but we're very nimble, and we've designed it to be nimble. We've designed the platform to be modular, so we can plug and play items. And so the idea behind the platform is very understood, that we are fundamentally creating a marketplace that's built on trust, right? And so we give you the tools to manage your relationships, to build that trust. And also we give you the privacy tools to maintain that trust, right? Mm-hmm. Because, there's some people that you need to keep informed of certain things, and there's other people that don't need to be informed about other things, right? And so because at the heart of every exchange is communication.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's what we have.
That's what makes this a better platform, for sure. And why a lot of people love it. So I had put out into in my post and about this call that I wanted a focus, and the focus is clarity. So maybe clarity in lots of different ways. Clarity of message, clarity of value proposition. Over the last 5-10 minutes, you've been doing a very good job in providing that. But maybe say it, if you could, like you said it before, in about one sentence, if you can. What is Webtalk all about? What if we were to explain it to someone? What is Webtalk in one sentence all about? Can you do it?
Yeah. Webtalk is an end-to-end relationship management network that allows you to control all your communication, all your privacy, and all your data and content online.
Perfect. I love it. And we will create a snapshot of that and be able to share it, because what we want for the community is to know the words. And that was said perfectly. It's almost like you've been here for a while.
Well, it's so funny, man, because we can talk about it on so many different levels, right? We can talk about it. Yeah. What is it? It's an end-to-end relationship management technology, software, right? And then from that is that you can derive, well, this value proposition and that value proposition, and, you know, for everybody. So, because that's the thing, is a lot of people want to say that it's just a social network, but it's not. I mean, yes, it's a social environment, but really it's more like, you know, we got the social CRM. It's a contact management tool at the core that allows you to control and manage all the people that you're going to be communicating with and transacting with. And so from there you can build, I mean, it's everything LinkedIn should have been.
And had the opportunity to do, yeah.
And way more.
Yeah. And I guess the part that you maybe didn't include was the fact that we're monetizing it, right? We're able to be a part of that growth, capture a piece of the revenue.
Oh, for sure. And I mean,
Yeah.
that's the other huge driver in this whole thing, that it's like, okay, well, why can't we use technology and develop it in a way that compensates the users? And again, our early adopters, who are going to be our biggest drivers of this move. How can we compensate them accordingly? Right. Yeah. And that's why we created the rewards program. That's why we're giving back 50% of our advertising revenue for life, right? Because, I mean, that it seems equitable, right? I mean, through the internet, you can produce incredible amounts of money, right? Mm-hmm. So why not share it back with the users for participating, for giving us their time, for helping us grow, and being part of the community?
After all, we are the driver. We are the product, man, right? So
that's right.
So in going in that direction and understanding that maybe a lot of people on this platform right now, or even on this call, or that are going to be listening to this message, they have that interest. They're looking to make money, and we've talked about wanting this to be about clarity. You know, I think the first step is understanding what you have, being very clear about not just the value proposition, but, you know, the curiosity statements, the taglines that just say, okay, this is why you want to be on here. The next thing that I would say is an invitation script. So if you were to invite someone that, let's say you didn't know, to the platform, what would be something that you would say to them in order to get them on the platform?
Well, it depends, right? It depends who I'm approaching. Right? Am I approaching, you know, a big influencer, or, you know, just like, you know, a random person, or am I approaching, let's say, a YouTuber, or, right, you know, maybe even a musician, or somebody, you know, again, a content creator of some kind? There will be different value propositions, right? Absolutely. And so it depends. I mean, you know, for example, if you're going to a network marketer, you know, the sales pitch is very easy. It's, hey, you know, we found something that's like LinkedIn, but better, right? It gives you all the tools that you need to manage all your relationships, all your contacts, all your businesses in one place, better than LinkedIn. And then on top of that, it pays you. You know what I mean? It pays you for all the activities that you're already doing, all the business that you're already transacting, and really it has a series of additional revenue streams that you can earn on, right? And so then at that point they say, hey, I mean, it's doing the same thing. What is it? You know, and then you can kind of work in from there, bring them into one of these meetings, and really show them what it's about.
I love a lot I mean, you're absolutely right in the sense that you need to pick your message according to your target audience. The bigger picture, like the 100-foot view, might be that it's another community here. If they're on LinkedIn, because regardless of whether they're a musician, regardless of whether they're an influencer or celebrity, this is a community they can tap into, you know, network, new community with a lot of value. So that's kind of big picture. Going further down, kind of isolating one particular target audience, thinking about the network marketer, you know, just like you're saying, if you're on LinkedIn, you should be on Webtalk. I think keep it simple, because, hey, I understand that you're doing some marketing on LinkedIn. It's a great community. I understand, established community, but have you tapped into this community over here on Webtalk? And don't necessarily, or I would say to you, I would suggest to those people that are listening right now, don't go deep into it. you maybe go into the compensation, but just not even too much at all. Make it curious to the point where you really just want them to sign up. And then the tagline I would add to that is, hey, once you sign up, let me show you how to optimize your time on this platform, right? So that ties them back to you, allows you to have a conversation with them, which is your opportunity to build that relationship, right? Establish a new contact. So, so keep it simple is what I would say. And absolutely, if they are, it's a new community. It's a new community, regardless of which category you're talking about. People are always looking for great communities, and maybe add, hey, of like-minded individuals, knowing that they are people that are just like us, right? We're on this platform for in engagement, for different opportunities, for making a little bit of extra money, and most people will find themselves in that same category. So, so I wanted to say that.
No, that was really good. I think that's why you're doing so good.
Hey, brother. Good. So, so then I would say, so now you got your you got your message, you got your then you're on the platform, and then you need to establish some goals, right? So once you understand the value proposition, the potential, then it's look at what do you want to accomplish. And if it's you know, I put up that worksheet. I think the visual of that worksheet kind of did create a clear understanding of what this could look like, what it will look like eventually for everybody that participates, but establish what it is you want to get out of this platform financially, relationship-wise, and quantify it in activities on a daily basis. So give yourself a task, right? Put it on the calendar, and something that fits your situation was the next step, I would say. And that kind of varies according to everybody's own particular goals. So then
I gotta like, you know, you've done a really good job. You've always been done a great job in terms of setting the goals, seeing them through, setting the goals, seeing them through as you've grown on this thing. And, you know, one of the things that you always talked about was also the duplication, which I think is so simple, so powerful though. So you mind maybe talking a little bit about that as well?
The math involved, just doing the calculations and illustrating the potential. Is that what you mean?
Well, no, you're always talking about, you know, just duplicate it. Get, you know, find whatever number of people and duplicate it. You know, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was you that that always talked, you know, get the duplication, or maybe it was some of the guys in the Middle East.
Well, duplication is based on clarifying the message and clarifying the process. So that's how you get duplication. You create momentum and just a simple process. So what we did is we were doing a daily presentation, and we had a very simple invitation script to get people to the calls. And as people got to the calls, all they were supposed to do is familiarize themselves with the platform and invite people to the calls. So, you know, and now at this point, it's a recorded call. It doesn't have to be necessarily a live call. Live is nice. We still have, you've spoken to Dr. Maria Shriver. Is that her last name? Oh my goodness. Maria, if you're on the call, I'm so sorry. I think it is. So she does the, and we want to make sure that you guys have that information available. The site is igniters.now.site, and you'll find the Q&A sessions 11 Eastern. And I think she runs it for about an hour, 11 to 12, Monday through Friday. And she is so dedicated to the community here that she's been there to answer questions. So
thank you so much, Alfonso. Yeah, guys, that's okay. That's all right. You can call me Doc. It's all good.
Schwartz. There it is.
Yeah. So guys, usually I run it from 11 to 11:30, but if we have a lot more questions, I'm totally happy to stay longer. So it's really flexible. Please understand that there is not a preset presentation like Alfonso does on here, but I do welcome all questions, and as far as I can answer them. And if I don't have the answers to some of your questions or some of your problems, I do go back to the Webtalk team and make sure that I can find clarification and then reach out to everyone who had the questions. So thank you so much, Alfonso, for highlighting my session, and I hope to see more folks there.
No,
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. Instead, we're in big in debt to you. So yeah, as far as duplication, it is just clarifying the message, building a picture. If we talk about the sales process, there's a promise, there's a picture that you're building. There's proof, which we have as a visual on the presentation. And then there is an invitation. So that's sales in general, or a sales offer, that in putting the pieces together. But I would say that maybe the piece that you were kind of focused on is just, I like going over the numbers of duplication, because if we catch on to that, it really is like wildfire, and it does create the momentum that 2 becomes 4, becomes 8, becomes 16, becomes 32. And it seems so small, but it does duplicate quickly. And it's just a matter of one person invites another person, and those people do exactly the same process, right? That is how this community is going to end up growing, is once there's, this pathway, the mobile app. I mean, you're talking about everybody going on the web, or everybody's not necessarily going on the web on the computer these days. Everybody's going on their web in their pockets. So we're weeks away from that, right? Weeks away.
Yeah. No, I talked to RJ. We will be launching Profile end of this month. He says, end of this month we'll be doing Profile, probably early October, and then right after that, probably sometime mid-October, we're gonna start releasing apps.
So October is less than 4 weeks.
Yep. So
All
yeah,
right.
no, the apps look awesome. We've had a couple of big updates recently, and just integrating all the APIs. Now we just got to do the profile, and then after that we'll integrate those, and then we'll do our pro member beta testing on that. But they look awesome. They look really, really awesome.
And I can attest to that. Here's a question for you, because I actually haven't received any notifications of updates. When we do when people become beta testers, as I've been, what happens with an update? Because you guys are going to be updating all the time. Are we going to have some notification that says update, or does it automatically update?
No, you'll
get a notice, but right?
I think you get an email. I get emails with it because I have I'm pretty sure you get an email.
Okay. Because in October, when we're talking, for those that maybe are seeing this video down the road, just know that it's not live in October. This is a beta testing phase that we're entering, where people that have upgraded to pro accounts have access to really utilize the mobile, and it's so much prettier, if I can say that without offending the web experience. But it's a pretty interface. And it's accessible, and it's, a couple extra features in there as well. No,
it's beautiful. And again, the intuitiveness of it is even greater in terms of just using all your tools easily and seeing it in every menu and so on and so forth. It'll be interactive, the coolest profile that you've ever had. So yeah, it's the apps are looking really, really incredible. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah. Although at one point I thought it felt like they had more, but I think it's just getting used to it. But yeah, it does become intuitive. So going back to clarity. So I would say to you, and a lot of people do it just naturally, but I would say to you, one of the steps is to make sure you buddy up with somebody. Buddy up with someone that keeps you accountable, that is a sharing factory back and forth. You guys share ideas, marketing ideas, concepts, because, alone you could go fast, but you might get bored. So together you can go further. So buddying up, I would say, is an important part of keeping it fun as well. Schedule your times. Action plan. So let's go into a little bit of Q&A session with you, and say, all right, Well, action plan, I have a little checklist here. The who, the where, the how, the when, and the what. So for the who, you focused, you said anybody, you mentioned musicians. Right now, who would you be focusing on right now as a target audience?
Yeah, I think right now network marketers are not only are they the most ideal candidate for someone if you're looking for a big, they're also a gold mine. Like, and because a network marketer can pick it up, sees that it has all these phenomenal tools, so he understands the value right away. And then on top of that, he's got a downline that he can bring over. And if you get that person under you, it can be like a little gold mine for you. So I think network marketers are not only an easy sell, it can also be very lucrative, right? It can really just, one person can change your entire business. So yeah, I'm working on a couple myself, a couple friends trying to bring them on board and everything. So.
Yeah, let's go further into that. So when we talk about network marketer and having a contact list there, so we're expanding our network and kind of tapping into their network. One thing they might do is that, hey, messaging for our group is going to be on Webtalk, right? Because you can create the groups, so you can approach a network marketer and say, basically, this is people are on WhatsApp, people are on Facebook. This is going to be in their pockets at some point here in the near future. And why not go ahead and use this as a platform of communication and have it monetized for everybody? So maybe that's the approach. So where would you find network marketers? Let's go into the where. So what would be your strategy if we could tap into your brain?
Well, network marketers, you can always find network marketers on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is actually a great place to go try and find some, connect with them, see what they're doing, maybe find some local ones in the area. But the nice thing about finding them on LinkedIn is that you can find the leaders, right? And if maybe you can get a meeting with a leader or through somebody or something like that, that could be huge. And if you're working with smaller network marketers, it could still be huge, if they know the leader and can bring them on board. So LinkedIn, I think, is a really good place to start off. Maybe even Facebook groups. I don't know about Facebook groups for network marketers, but you can find a lot of them there. And interestingly enough, I don't know if you've ever used it but on Instagram, you can find a lot of network marketers. And the good thing is that they're also very content driven. So those are good ones too. You can see their following right away. You can see their marketing techniques, and then you can also see how maybe whatever they're selling can overlay with Webtalk, if maybe they, if it's anything for business or things like that. So I think those two are probably a really solid bet, is LinkedIn and Instagram. But LinkedIn is a more professional approach. But the cool thing also with Instagram is that it's a more passive approach. So right. you can interact with them, like they're, make a comment, make a joke, whatever, and then strike.
And strike. So I like that. I like the two concepts, the two groups. Instagram, would you say maybe it has to be the early adopter, since we don't have the back and forth with it, the syndication with Instagram, right? So here soon, that'll be even a more important contact. But I might have 3 followers on Instagram, so I'm not in that community.
Well, right. It depends on. That's why I said it. It's a different on Instagram, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised the amount of because again, it's just another content platform. So. And the reason I like it is because through Instagram is how I landed a meeting with Grant Cardone a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So just interacting with him, liking, commenting, whatever. And I landed a meeting with him. So the crazy thing about Instagram is that you have an incredible amount of reach, in terms of you can reach a lot of people in the world. Through Instagram and Twitter are two that you can reach people that are quote unquote beyond your reach. So very, very nonchalantly. It's very discreet. So they're not also like, what, what are you trying to sell me this or whatever? And then they can go to your page and maybe see some of your videos and some of your content. So it's actually, it can be, if you do create a professional Instagram, it actually can have a good amount of weight, because then they can see it. You don't even have to sell it to them. So Instagram, I think, can also be a very powerful tool.
Okay, awesome. So you gained one more follower on Instagram. I'm gonna follow you now.
Looking forward to it.
And something you said that I want to make sure that people don't just skip over is the fact that you initially said go to the big influencer, the big network marketer on LinkedIn. But I think sometimes an easier approach is to go someone that has a lot of you can see the interactions and has a lot of interactions with that big person, because if you get to them more accessible, they're sold on the idea, they can get their conversation in with the leader. So, yeah. and that's the how. The when is a different approach. I guess we don't really have to go into that. And what to say. What to say is what? What would you say to, let's say, well, we talked about LinkedIn. How about the Instagram? Or did we already talk about that?
Not. But before we talk about that real quick, I also want to throw it into the how category.
Yeah.
Kind of piggybacking on what you said about, well, maybe you do know someone in the organization that has a close relationship with the leader. Mm-hmm. That is exactly why we did the 5-level program, because sometimes the person that we need might be 1 or 2 degrees away from us. And so again, as part of the incentive for early adopters was the 5-level program, that not only do you not have to have the audience, not only does your friend not have to have the audience, but we give you a couple of degrees reach to help you in your outreach. So that's also extremely powerful. Anyone that's on this call, I mean, you guys know why you're here. And yeah, there's huge potential in that. As to what to say to, for example, someone on Instagram, it depends. It depends on, for example, what kind of interactions you have with them. Do they follow you, or, because maybe you post business content or something that they might like or whatever. Mm-hmm. So depending on how hot or cold the interaction might be. But let's see. There's different ways. Again, if you're already doing content, you can always ask someone, hey, do you want to collaborate? If you've never met the person, maybe a couple of interactions. I always like to leave comments on people and see maybe what they say, if there's an opportunity to initiate conversation. So at that point, if I do send them a DM, I already have a feel for, how hot or cold or whatever they are. And then, yeah, if you do start talking to them in direct message or whatever, just tell them, hey, we got this new social platform. It's like LinkedIn, but way better. And it pays you for content, it pays you for referrals. And just take the conversation from there and then invite them to Webtalk. And then once you're in there, you can, try and teach them, what they need to do.
Well, I love that. And I think in the background, in your mind, you should be thinking, what problem do I see that I can solve by inviting them over to the platform? So network marketer, I've shared this in previous calls. To me, network marketer, I would say, do you ever run out of people to speak with? And if you ever run out of people to speak with, there's a great community here of like-minded individuals that you'll absolutely love to connect with. So that's a direct approach. Once you get into conversation, don't just drop those types of lines in front of people. But once you get into conversation, make it real, then you can present that type of offer, that opportunity. Or we could go all ninja, and then of course with the syndicating of, or not necessarily syndicating to Instagram, but actually with the links that can take them back to our page and have the cookie, have that going on. Right? Because I imagine, again, I'm not a big Instagram user, but I imagine there's that same opportunity that you have on LinkedIn and Facebook of placing links on these pages on photos?
Yeah. I have my link in my bio.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've gotten a couple people off Instagram. Some that I didn't even speak to. I just send them, hey, you know, that you might be interested in this, check it out, boom. And then others that I've actually kept in touch with. I got a guy out of the UK. He brought a couple people, actually a couple pro users. So yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that the possibilities are endless. And again, you can do something as simple as leaving your link out, and, you know, maybe even sending it to some people and whatever. Obviously, you don't want to go around spamming the entire world with Webtalk links, right? So you know, ideally, because at the end of the day, it's not even like people are just gonna be like, oh, hey, let me do all this, right? So you do want to have some kind of warm introduction in there.
Yes.
Or something to lead into why am I clicking this link and what am I gonna do once I get there?
Yeah. No, it's got to be real. But I was thinking more along the lines of a post link where it's leading them to an article, leading them to something of value that they would find, you know, based on who they are, who you're speaking to, valuable. And then therefore that brings them to this world, and then it's your job to convert at that point. But yeah, good. So let's go into a Q&A session. I'm looking at the clock. We're about 20 minutes past the hour. I wanted to have this format because this really makes it available. Let me just change my screen here to start looking at people. And I imagine there are people that would have questions, and I want to suggest this. If you guys are on here and you have a question for Roberto, for myself, for anybody, why don't you raise your hand? Hopefully you know how to do that. And I will instead unmute you if you are on here and have a question.
I don't know how to raise my hand, Alfonso. Hi, this is Phyllis.
Hey, Phyllis. I don't see your name, so you're speaking now. Appreciate you being on here. So tell me, we're here for you. What question do you have for Roberto?
I was wondering, hi, Roberto.
Hi.
I was just wondering, this is for my upline. She had this question, but she wanted to know, you know how when you put a picture into Facebook, and Facebook automatically sizes it, you can put different size pictures in there. She wants to know if that's going to be available in Webtalk, and if it is, when.
Okay, so she's having right now issues with her profile picture, or is it just any picture?
Well, just a picture that she posts within the feed.
Okay, because she should have a way to size it. Give me a second. She should have a way to size it. Yeah, she should have a way to alter, right? To alter the size of the picture in there. Let me see.
I think that she was wondering if it, because I know Facebook does it automatically. And I know that when I posted pictures in, you have to make sure that it's a specific size. If you don't, then, you know, it won't take up all of the real estate there. It will maybe be smaller, or it looks weird sometimes.
So one solution, because I do believe that I've heard that before. I think Canva is free, canva.com, at least for the majority of what you'd be using it for. And if you if you figure out what size Webtalk posts are, you could create a custom size post and then upload any photo to that, download it, post it. As one, I mean, you're adding 2 steps there, but
yeah, but no, I don't think I would like to know more. If you could maybe write me an email, roberto@webtalk.co. I'll put it in the, because I'd like to know more information about that. Either way, I know, you know, we're launching Profile in the next week or so. We're going to launch the final version of Profile. Yeah, a week and a half. So that's going to have a lot of automatic tools for the resizing, especially I have a feeling that she probably is talking about the profile picture. So So yeah, that'll have tools for that. But either way, please send me an email. I'd like to know kind of what's the issue so we can get it sorted. But that we should have an automatic sizing tool on that.
Okay, I'll tell her to send you an email.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Roberto's always going to be nice and answer all the questions, but I'm hoping, Phyllis and everybody on the call, that instead of going technical, because that conversation can go anywhere, so if we could go based on strategy, if we could focus on some of these topics, strategy, platform upgrades or kind of updates type of category, if we could stick to those types of questions, I think we will. Oh, we got Terry. Terry, go ahead, and I will unmute you. Are you unmuted? There you go.
Yeah,
Terry,
I was wondering if it could be made easier to find out who invited somebody when you check their profiles. As it is, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and if they've got thousands of followers, it takes forever.
Hold on. So to see, are you talking about looking up at your upline?
No, when you go to follow somebody
Uh-huh.
or follow back, to check to see who invited them, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of their followers list.
How would you know that that's who invited them though?
well,
It's the first person on the list.
we've come to assume that it tends to be the case. I don't know if it's 100% certain, but yeah, the question always has come up: is there another way? So, like a lot of other websites, it says this is your enroller, and it has somewhere on your profile, this is who brought you in, and the data must be there for you to be able to build that into a profile line. So that's been a suggestion from the community for a while.
Okay, so regarding, yeah, your uplines and your downlines, in Webtalk rewards, you're going to have visibility of all of that. But you're talking about going to a random person's profile and then going, okay, okay, yeah.
Right.
If it's regarding your upline, everything that you could ever imagine that would be awesome for communicating with your team up, down, and sideways will be on Webtalk rewards. Every kind of analytic tool. We're going to have charts, graphs, everything that you need, projections, churn rate, growth, everything in Webtalk rewards. So Webtalk rewards, I think, is going to be a very value-added product, not only in the visibility that it gives you and all the data analytics that it gives you, but also the fact that it is going to be a monthly product or like a monthly service, which will be commissionable. So everybody's going to have the opportunity to have that monthly residual on that for obviously, a very useful tool. So I think that also will get a lot of attention and a lot of attention for network marketers, as it is a very serious opportunity to monetize, what will be our first other income stream separate from the core product, which is exciting. So that's coming next quarter. So yeah, you'll be able to see all that.
It wasn't really the upline I'm talking about though.
Oh.
Or my upline. It's if somebody invites you to follow, or if somebody follows you and you go to follow them back, I like to go to see who invited them.
I got it. Oh, hold on. Who invited them?
Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
Is that going to be available? I mean, that's a little bit more on the personal.
No, yeah, I don't think that's someone. Hold on. Okay, and you go to their. Yeah, I don't think that's. We're gonna have that. Oh, you have to go to the bottom. Yeah. No. What? Can I ask you why? What does it matter?
Well, I don't know. I just if if they were invited by somebody who I know, I'm kind of more apt to follow them back because I know the person that invited them.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing is I don't think that that the first, whoever their first follower or the first person they follow is necessarily the person who invited them, just so you know. Because if I invite somebody that doesn't make us follow each other automatically or connect, right? So I could have it on my Instagram bio or whatever, and someone goes over there and clicks it and they sign up. Me and him will never be connected or following each other unless we go out of our way to do it, or I contact him and follow him. But that doesn't necessarily mean that because it's somebody's first follower that that's who invited them.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
So
it's always just how it's happened to work out. That's,
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, well, yeah, because right, you guys are handling, on a very community base, so which is awesome, which is really good to hear that people are that know each other and so on. But yeah, because right now, if you go into somebody's followers, you can search. There is a search bar. Oh wait, and following followers.
May I say something about that?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. If someone joins Webtalk, if you do go and look at their profile, or actually it's when it comes up, well, if they're on your team, you get that rewards button. If you go and click on their name, they are immediately connected to RJ and to the person who brought them in. So whoever link they got on to sign up for Webtalk, that person's immediately connected to them. So that is their sponsor, if you will.
Are you 100% sure on that?
Yeah.
Because I know that they're connected to RJ. That I know.
They are connected, and they're automatically connected to the person who brought them in.
Okay. Well, I wanna check that.
We'll get confirmation on that. Although Mary left no room for uncertainty. She said,
No, I'm about as close to 100% certain as, yeah.
All right.
One thing for Terry though, it does say, it does say if you go to somebody's followers, you do have the ability to sort.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading here.
Yeah, can I do screenshots into this? Probably not. But Terry, if you go into somebody's followers, above the search bar or right to the right of the search bar, in that you can sort by recently added, alphabetical order, or oldest contacts.
Oh, okay.
So that actually solves your thing no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oldest contacts would be what I would want then.
Make your life easier.
Yes, because scrolling down through thousands of people takes a lot of time.
Yeah, and you see how we have that little drop down there, and it's funny because it's just a simple button, and now on one hand we say, oh, so many buttons, so many things, blah 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 blah, but then once you realize it's like with Webtalk, we give you control and visibility over a lot of things, so we have a lot of buttons for the things that you want, because that's the point of what we're doing, is to give you guys what you want and need, right? And then we built our entire model around that, and not the other way around.
Cool. So
Well, you guys get a big thumbs up from me. You guys are great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question, Terry. I think we have one happy customer here today. We got her question answered. Wayne, let's get you on here. I think I just unmuted you. Or did I?
Am I?
Yep, I can hear you.
Thank you. Again, thank you for everything you guys do. I just wanted to ask, I'm not that versatile on any of these things because of my age, I guess. But the thing that I did notice, and I was wondering as a strategy for both of you, whoever can answer this, I always see like, somebody comes on in my second, third level, fourth level, and they come on and I get that little notification that somebody just added on. Usually, sometimes they come on and sign up like I did, or sometimes they come on for free. Is it a good strategy to put something together like when they come on maybe in the day or two, do you call them back, try to contact them and get them to follow you, and then tell, like, how would you approach them? I mean, I'm a businessman, but I don't know them. See, I don't have any connection with them. What kind of connection do you use with that? Because they're not in your front line. I know the people that I bring in. Sometimes I don't, but that's good because they just came in or whatever. But I mean, that'll happen later. But I have to invite somebody. I don't know anybody on the second level necessarily or the third level. Is it a smart process to go down there and just send out things? Or is there something that we can keep on, to send out to them, to kind of get them to say, hey, there's a chance to make money here?
Alfonso.
That makes sense.
So I would say this, if it's a random person that found their way to Webtalk, I mean, it kind of has to fall on the person that invited them to give them instructions and say, look, message me after you're on the platform. Is it a good strategy to reach out to them? Yes. Are you going to use one of your 20 messages or 5 if you're a pro versus a pro platinum? That there's probably other uses for those messages if you're not a connection. If you're not connected.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if it was, if that's because I don't know them and I don't know, who brought them in necessarily. With somebody obviously in my first level brought them in, but then once it goes past that, and there's a lot of people that just come on, that's all I'm saying is give them the opportunity that we have in 30 days. And you say, listen, you might not have seen this, maybe they didn't connect with everything. Maybe then is that a process that did you, well, Alfonso, you didn't use it because you had the link, you had the link people already, but I don't have people like that linked. I have people, I was more word of mouth. I wasn't on the internet. So I'm trying to see how I can expand my internet experience because I don't have one.
Yeah. So Wayne, that's an interesting question. And I actually asked Alfonso to answer it first because I wanted to hear what he had to say, because that's actually a question that I have. I sometimes will get random people in my third or fourth level, and I'm not 100% sure how to reach out to them because sometimes they're from Nigeria. But sometimes they're local or from somewhere else that they might actually be marketers, right? And so do I wait and reach out? Normally I'll try and send them a message if I'm online and I see them come on, because that's probably when they'll be on. So I'll just say, hey, want you to know my name is Roberto. I work with the company. Obviously me, everybody will have their thing. If you have any questions about Webtalk or interested in learning about the platform or, how you can make money with Webtalk, let me know. I'd be happy to help. But these are the kinds of elements and things that I am working on figuring out how to refine, the network marketing side of this. Because one of the things is that to me, the whole platform, the technology, the use case, everything, I see it's crystal clear in a lot of regards. But I don't know what that was. But anyways, the network marketing side of this is what I'm kind of like warming up to. It's like, okay, how do you do it? Because one of the things with Alfonso is that, he's never been in network marketing. But, he started doing this. He's been holding the meetings. He's been very diligent, very consistent, and has had kind of this methodology that has led him to, over $13,000 in just a couple months, right? And so I'm thinking like, wait, what? Like, because obviously I want to get into that kind of workflow. So no, I think it's a great question. And I think these are the things that, we're working on developing on how is the most appropriate way to do all that. By that same token, I am also a firm believer that the best and easiest way to promote Webtalk is also the hardest, but it's also the easiest is making the content, making the videos and educating people and doing screen shares and making content that anyone can come and they can see. And, whenever they have the time and they want to, spend a couple hours looking at videos and learning about opportunities and this and that, I think that there's a lot of value in creating that content. And then at that point, the customers come to you, they're already hot, they're already pre-qualified, if you will. They have the training information on hand if they need it. So I think that there's just so much value in creating a library of how-tos, whys, hows, whens, etc. and just putting them all over the internet, that when people go, they come back in, they already know what they're coming for. And you don't have to sit there and carve out a creative email or a message every single time, essentially. So I think that that's also a good way to blanket it, if you will.
Yeah, you lead them to the information. Wait, yeah, that's actually a very important question, one that comes up often. We're in community here, so if anybody has some ideas, we welcome you to maybe even make suggestions to Roberto, to the corporate office, basically, in ways that they can solve this, that you maybe have already thought about. But I would say make sure that you put them into your circle. There's a lot of people on this call right now that do a very good job in trying to follow everybody that comes within their 5 levels. They follow. And then, that just puts you a little bit closer to being able to get your message in front of them. So strategically, that's all I'm seeing as an approach. Which a lot of you are dominating that. So Mary, go ahead with the question. I'll unmute you if I can. It moves around, it seems. You're unmuted, I think.
There I go.
Yeah? Okay. Oh, I muted you. There you go. All right, you do it. There you go.
Okay. There we go. All right. So this is kind of following up with Wayne here. I know there are ways, obviously, with communicating with someone who gets on the platform, like pretty instantaneously, you can do that. But what I've found a lot of times with people who've come into my direct line, they may not know how to navigate, obviously, Webtalk immediately. So they may not even know how to communicate with someone on the platform other than maybe doing the posting. So what I found, because people do invite other people and people do join Webtalk, but then they may not know what to do next, so the first couple of steps. So I have wanted to reach out to people who may be on my 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th levels, but I don't know them. And what I know in some of the other network marketing companies I've been in is we have available to us their contact information. So unless, I've just completely not found it, but I don't think we have access to, let's say, their email address, right? Everybody has to sign, when they sign up, they have to provide their email address to Webtalk. And I'm just wondering if that's a piece of information that you could give to us for our line, people who join our own little teams here, to the upline, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something.
No, email will be something that we allow you to set public, private, or however you want to set it. So that's dependent on if you want to have your information out there. But like I said, with Webtalk rewards, we're going to have,
okay, that's right,
between upline and downline will be way, way more streamlined. And
Okay.
I think that, so originally we were Webtalk as the platform, Social CPX as Webtalk Rewards. Social CPX is essentially non-existent anymore, but it's going to be Webtalk Rewards. And so we were going to have the two products in parallel. We decided to package it up, put it inside Webtalk to get us going. Just, we've been on a lean budget, but now that we're breaking it apart, it's going to have its own standalone product. And I think it's going to be way more clear, easier to understand, and the income opportunity is going to be way easier to understand for anyone that's coming here as a marketer. They're going to be, okay, this is how I can make money, and this is what the platform is. So with that, you'll have, and we're going to have even a news feed inside of Webtalk Rewards, so you can communicate with your teams and.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that I think you guys are really going to like that, really going to appreciate that.
Okay. Is that going to be something that's going to happen sort of automatically when they get started? The news feed within the line, within the rewards? As opposed to them figuring out that they have to click on something to be part of that news feed?
Well, I'm not 100% sure how exactly the news feed's going to work.
Okay.
On that one, if it's all, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some interactivity with the current news feed. So, but that's for much greater minds. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure how the news feed will be. Is there going to, or maybe there isn't going to be interactivity. It might just be inside of Webtalk Rewards. So
okay.
it'll depend. It depends of how yeah. I'm curious to see it too.
Okay.
We're all looking forward to it.
Okay.
Mary and Wayne and anybody that's on this call, I guess what I'd add is nothing stops us from being resourceful. So if we really want to make it, you add a couple of steps, we can Google their name. We can find their LinkedIn profile, their Facebook profile, that we can message them. Yeah, I saw that you jumped on Webtalk. I'm a couple levels above you. I'd love to be able to connect with you. And here's the value proposition. Give them a reason to respond, right? Be resourceful. It's so hard to hide these days that a nice little 1-2 search, you'll find someone.
Yeah. And I actually like putting some of the responsibility on their sponsor, to, if they want some information to go that person's way, that if they provide me with their email or their, cell number, then I can send the message along to them. So, that there's that avenue that I've done too.
For sure.
Yeah, no, there's definitely ways to do it. It's just, I thought that maybe there could be some way within Webtalk to just make it easier.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. It will be through the upgrade to the rewards program. Atul, yeah, I don't see you, but if you want to mute yourself, there you go.
Hello.
Hey, welcome.
Hello. I just want to ask, like, Webtalk updated and now people can enroll easily. If they can see, it can be possible if they can see on like some pop-ups how the way to earn in start, so that some people are not able to contact their referral or they are not talking to each other. So in start, they will automatically know what to do in start by some pop-ups like this thing gives you some value. That will be good.
Okay. Like a startup tour
Guide.
Mm-hmm.
As you first time on the platform.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me think about that. RJ right now, he's working not just on Webtalk Rewards, but he's also working on a landing page that's going to instruct everybody on what is Webtalk Rewards, what is the Webtalk opportunity, how it works, basically the rules of the whole program. So we are going to have that. The sign-on tour, trying to think.
Roberto,
Correct
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when I downloaded the app, wasn't there like a little prompting that happened for the app? I like that exact scenario was.
Oh, and the little gift?
Well, a little guide, yeah. I believe that happened.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm trying to think, because we should have something like that already.
Not for the web experience, you don't. Not, or I haven't noticed it.
Yeah, it was there, but I'm saying like a pop-up that tells people in front that these are the steps you can take to earn. So many people just skip that step. But if that can be there, more people will be active and doing that thing. But some people, what they do is they just join even after they have enrolled. They don't know what to do, if post can get them earning or something, because they are not talking to their referrals, and even after approaching them, they are not replying back. Something that happened. So that's why I was asking.
Got it. Yeah, no, like I said, we're going to have an informational page. Do you know about the affiliate website, Atul? What is it? Affiliate info.
Affiliate website?
Info.webtalk.co. It has the affiliate deck, but let me sure. Okay. I mean, this. You can go,
Yeah, yes.
yeah, so that has the affiliate deck. That has some information that you can share. But like I said, we're making a new website that's going to have all that information, and it's going to be also excuse me. It's going to be very social media driven. So we're coming out with new banner ads. They're interactive. They're also going to plug into the different apps if you're promoting on Pinterest, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, everything. But the new rewards page will have a lot of information, educational stuff on that. So I think we'll be able to see that in Q4.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Let's do, appreciate the questions, Atul. That was a good one. Let's do the going once, going twice, going 3 times. Anybody else have one final question?
I do.
I hear a voice, and it sounds like you've unmuted yourself. So
Yes. So my question is, because I'm hearing about Webtalk rewards, I'm hearing about what was that? Rewards Pro, and I'm hearing about what is the other one? The Business Pro. As a Pro Platinum, is this separate and apart from that? I'm not getting the understanding on that. Can you clarify that for me?
Yes. Who's speaking?
I think it's Phyllis again. Yeah, Phyllis.
Okay, Phyllis. Hi, Phyllis. Yeah, so, okay, we have Webtalk, which is the platform, and then we have Pro and Pro Platinum, which are the business features, Pro Platinum. So if you're Pro Platinum, thanks. This Q4, we're going to be releasing a new product called Webtalk Rewards. And Webtalk Rewards is going to be basically an entire back office to manage your downline, all your commissions, all your dashboards, all your analytics, all your metrics. You'll be able to communicate with your downline, with your upline, manage all your teams, etc. So we have Webtalk Pro, Webtalk Pro Platinum, and then we're going to come out with a new separate product, which is Webtalk Rewards, okay? And that's going to be the back office. So it's going to be basically all your dashboards, but like on steroids with all kinds of interactive things. We're going to give you so many different tools. I mean, you'll be able to plug this thing into all over the internet. It's going to be awesome.
But is it in addition to Pro Platinum? I mean, in other words, if we want the Webtalk rewards, do we need to pay $50 more a month, $30 more a month, or is that included with Pro Platinum?
No.
And then Business Pro also, because I'm an influencer on Instagram. I have 2 influencer accounts. And so I'm looking to hopefully switch my people from Instagram, or at least some of them, and my Facebook accounts to Webtalk. So I'm kind of I'm trying to get an idea. Do I need to get that business? Is it included in Pro Platinum? Is it separate? A per month charge? You know, I'm trying to get a handle on it.
Okay, so it's not even out yet, okay, first and foremost. So, it'll make more sense once it's out. But when it does come out, it's a separate product. So right now with Pro Platinum, you have all your added, features and benefits, blah, 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 all your tools. You're also qualified to earn on 5 levels. And if you go to your dashboard, you can see all your dashboards, your 5 levels, your referrals, your team, etc. Okay. What we're launching with Webtalk Rewards, that's a separate product that plugs into that same system. So it's basically that back office that you have inside of Webtalk now. We're going to have it outside of Webtalk, but it's going to be souped up. I mean, you're going to have every kind of, again, dashboards, analytics, any kind of metrics in ways of communicating with your downline, your upline. Again, for the matters of business, you'll still be able to communicate with them inside of Webtalk for whatever you want. But inside of Webtalk Rewards, it's for managing your team, your affiliate team, essentially, for this. But the reason the back office is going to be so important is because now we're going to have the Pro and Pro Platinum subscriptions, but we're going to have the Webtalk Rewards subscription, and then soon we're going to have a bunch of other subscriptions and different revenue streams. So with that, you're going to be able to see all your analytics, all your projections, all your income, your projected revenues, et cetera, for every single service that you are getting commissioned on. So it'll be a really powerful tool. And then the best part is that that's going to be a $50 a month product. And so any of your affiliates, any of the people that you bring in that also use it to grow and enhance their business, you'll be getting commissioned off that as well.
Okay, but I have to also pay that $50 a month. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do I need to pay $50 a month? And then Business Pro comes out, I need to pay whenever it does come out. I know it's not out yet, but I'll need to pay that $60 a month also. So that's what I'm trying to.
For what?
Okay, so
50.
There's business. I know it's not out yet, but there's Business Pro.
Yeah, so that'll be $50 a month. But what else? What was the other $60?
Well, okay, so I guess my question is, Webtalk Rewards is $50 or $60 a month, and then the Business Pro will be $50 or $60 a month also?
Do you have Pro Platinum annually?
Yeah, no, yes, I have it annually.
Okay, so it's $200 a year for Pro Platinum.
Yes.
Okay, and if you want to have the back office, which isn't even out yet, it'll be $50 a month if you want to have that. And that's because that's a recurring service to give you the analytics. So, but if you don't want that, you don't have to have that to earn. Like, you'll earn the same amount of money with or without that, except that with that, you'll have analytics over your earnings. Without that, you're going to have the basic analytics that you have already inside your Webtalk account. So Webtalk Rewards is simply like a huge back office that has all sorts of data based on your earnings, but you don't need it to earn. It's only to analyze what you're earning.
I understand.
So your earning capacity won't change. You can earn everything that you're making just on Webtalk and view it through those dashboards.
Okay, I'm sorry. And then when Business Pro comes along, that will be an additional charge on top of I'm trying to get my phone.
I don't even know what you're talking about with Business Pro. I assume you're talking about Pages for Business. And I don't think that we've spoken about a monthly charge for Pages for Business. So okay. No, as of right now, the only the only commissionable products are Pro and Pro Platinum. And next quarter, we're going to launch Webtalk Rewards. But that's the only things that we have right now that we're charging for.
And Phyllis, there's a great article or post I should say that RJ has. If you struggle finding it, then just message me. I can locate it for you and get you the the different plans that he's kind of put out there that are in the coming soon state right now.
Okay. Okay. I listened. I heard it on a tape, and so I thought, oh my gosh, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I need this. How do I get it? Type deal. And so that's what I've been trying to get in order.
Of course. And we'll get that data to you. Again, if you don't find it, just message me and I'll get it in front of you. And out of courtessy, we're going to say, ask Joanne to say hello and give us one quick question.
Oh,
but
thank you.
Yeah, I saw you. It sounds like you wanted to ask a question for a good bit here. So
yeah, thank you so much. Very quickly. Hello, everyone. My question is the cutoff time for the points, I guess. So for instance, we got the, the little nice green box for the earnings. So if I were to post now, would that go for tomorrow, or it won't count at all? Or, does the cutoff at 12 midnight? I'm just wondering how's the cutoff for the points for posting?
Has that taken effect, Roberto?
No, we're still figuring that out, but basically right now the word is points, they basically accumulate for the month. Oh yeah, but you got the slices. I'm not 100 because it depends, it depends on your time zone as to when the 24-hour completion is.
Okay, I'm in your time zone. I'm in New York.
Yeah, I'm not 100. I think the time zone that we use isn't actually ours. I think it's a few hours ahead.
Oh, okay.
It's around 10 o'clock, it seems. I've seen I've been in presentation mode and it changed while I was in presentation mode. I thought that was funny one time.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe that's why okay. No,
well, that makes sense. That makes sense that you said that and you're wondering that because of Alfonso, if you're saying that, then that makes sense. I know that they're in the future, or like Webtalk's in the future, so.
Right, because oh, maybe that's why. Okay, so I think what I post now would probably calculate for tomorrow. Okay, that's what I was
probably
thinking.
end at 10 tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow, yep.
So it ends more like at 10, not 12, like midnight. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
All right, another happy customer.
Oh, I'm a happy customer. Thank you, Alfonso. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I got some wows from you, or wowies is what I see over here.
Wowie, yes.
Wowie, OMGs. We definitely got at least one happy customer. Roberto, you did great with the questions. Everybody, great with answering the questions. Everybody, I appreciate you guys contributing today. This was us kind of playing with this format. These could go a little bit long, so we'll kind of analyze and decide what we want to do here, but we want to continue to make this available to you on a weekly basis. They're so gracious. Roberto and RJ have been so gracious in being accessible. So we want to thank them. If we can all just maybe unmute yourself, since we could do it this time. Why not all unmute yourself and just say, thanks, Roberto.
Thank you, Roberto. Thank you, Alfonso.
Thank you, Alfonso.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Wowee!
There you go.
Thanks, Alfonso.
That's what we need from the other ones.
Everybody have a blessed night.
Thanks, Wayne, and everybody. Good night.
We
Thanks so
should all-
much.
Joe, thank you so much.
Good night.
Alfonso,
Thank you so much.
thank you. You guys are great every week. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.